Hi everyone, Neva Anderson here. I'm the Emergency Preparedness Coordinator for Public Health. If I haven't met you before, welcome. I know we have a lot of new staff on board. I have my best friend here, Smokey the Bear, with me this morning as we are going to talk a little bit about wildfire preparedness. So this morning I'm actually down in Roseburg doing a class on emergency preparedness for youth in our communities and how to implement emergency preparedness for pediatrics and what's that going to look like. So I'm hoping to be able to take away some good information that we can use here in public health, but also implement into the county, schools around the county and child care facilities and that kind of stuff. So I'm super excited to be able to attend this class and then bring back and share some information with you. But in the meantime, we have had a burn ban in effect already. A couple weeks ago, they lifted it because we're back to rain, which is very nice for the short time being. But I wanted to share just to make sure that you guys have information in the coming months as things start to dry out and how you can be best prepared for your family and yourself at home. So just a moment. All right, so everybody this morning is going to get what they call a wildfire flip book here. Feel free to take one, take it home, look through it, but I want to point out a couple important things. One being the different fire levels. It talks about the different colors, so like green being not so prone to fires, where red we have extreme danger. That's something to keep in mind. Also in the book, it talks about how to prepare your home. So make sure you have a clean space around your house, at least 5 feet. No brush, shrubberies, that kind of stuff. Try to avoid burn barrels. Don't obviously burn when there's a burn ban in effect. Make sure if you have like outdoor fire pits, that kind of stuff, make sure those are completely put out before you go inside or leave the area. Stuff like that. It's all found in these little books. Feel free to make it yourself. Make it to use to you and your family. I also want to point out the different levels of evacuation in the book. So it talks about things to be aware of in terms of evacuation. So level 1, we've all heard of ready, set, go. So level 1 is ready. So pack your valuables, have them ready in your car, make sure your pets are prepared, that kind of stuff. Level 2 is be set. So monitor news reports, have information, have a plan in place and what you're going to do. And then level 3 is go. And literally level 3 is like go out the door. There's no packing. There's nothing. It's get out the door. So I want to give you this information because not everybody lives in Albany. You know, somebody might live in the rural areas or what have you. But keeping in mind what happened last year during the Paradise and Camp Fire down in California, it went through a whole housing development and took it out. So it was all caused by electrical fire. And so just it's always good to have information and be prepared proactively rather than reactively. And if it's my job to be able to give you and share this information so you can take it home and share it with your family and friends, it's super important to me. So I also want to provide with you this morning, it's called My Pocket Plan. OEM, the Oregon Office of Emergency Management, just came out with these. I think I gave you these a couple months ago, but it's literally a great communication tool for you to be able to write down information, have a plan on where you're going to go for evacuation, have phone numbers, all of that. Take these home. They're brand new. OEM just released them, and go ahead and feel free to share them with your family. I also want to share an opportunity. If you know of anybody who has lived experiences, disabilities, that kind of stuff, there's an opportunity for you to go to a workshop in Salem. It's an inclusive emergency planning workshop, and a gentleman that led one of the FEMA prep talks on disabilities is actually going to be the keynote speaker. So this is really cool. And so if you know anybody, if you're interested in this, feel free to take one of the flyers. If you want to watch the prep talk, you go to FEMApreptalks.gov, and then you can watch the different prep talks around emergency preparedness. They're very similar to TED Talks, if that's something that interests you. Last but not least this morning, I want to share a new thing that we have. So we purchased emergency preparedness bags, have the little Linn County logo on them. And these are going to hang on the back of all the doors in public health here. So they're for employees and staff. They're not to go home. They're property of Linn County. However, I'm it's a phased project where I'm going to start out with public health, and then we'll go to mental health, and then so on. But it's the idea behind that if we have an earthquake or a disaster or what have you, you grab your own bag or whatever office you're in and get out. You don't have to rely on one person to grab the emergency kit at the front of the building. I know, being in the back of the building myself, I wouldn't want to have to rely on the girls or whomever at the front of the building or in mental health to grab our first aid kit and get out and keep us safe. So it's a little bit of self-sufficiency for all of us. So inside the bags, you're welcome to take a peek at them. The only thing I ask is if you do utilize something out of the bag, please let me know so that way I can restock it. I will check the bags periodically, but I'm not going to check them weekly. So inside the bags, there's hand crank radio, there's first aid kits, there's whistles, there's packaged water, which is kind of cool. There's MREs, which are like freeze-dried foods. Not the tastiest, but it will sustain you. There's whistles, there's ponchos, there's hand warmers, waterproof matches. Funny, we talk about wildfire preparedness, and I provide matches. But as you get the gist, it's a general preparedness kit for one person. If there's multiple people in your office, we can hang multiple bags. It's not a problem. So, like I said, you just sling this pack over your shoulder. It's got a little water bottle container, and then you're ready to go. So we will practice actually a couple evacuation drills in the coming months here. We'll do a fire drill, earthquake drill, that kind of stuff. And just make sure you grab your bag when you exit the building, or whatever bag is near you. That way, the more bags we get out of the building, the better there is. So if you have any questions, guys, don't hesitate to reach out to me. And I will see you next month. Next month, we are going to do talk about different kinds of food and preparedness. So I've got some Oregon freeze-dry Mountain House food for you to try. Also going to try a couple different things. So it'll be kind of fun. I look forward to being back with you in the month of June. And in the meantime, take care and don't forget your preparedness kits.